Hi everyone, so after 6 weeks in the Polestar 2, I'm now in the ID.3. This is also a rental, so I'm waiting for the Lynk & Co 01, but had to have a car in between since they're getting delayed all the time. So this is the first impressions and what's different with ID.3 and the Polestar 2. Mostly bad, of course, but some good as well. So stick around and I'll tell you. So the first feeling you get when you get into the ID.3 is the same you get when you enter a sort of a rental in Southern Europe. You feel like the interior is the cheapest one possible. So everything is very sort of...
One moment, please. Pardon?
Yeah, and that's another thing. The voice assistant goes on all the time, and I don't know why. I don't know what I'm saying, actually. The user interface of the infotainment is quite bad, actually. But it's really hard to sort of know where you're supposed to press. So here you can see vehicle, and you want status, and you think you're supposed to see the battery, the state of charge, but no, you have to go down here and you still can't see the percentage of the battery here. So yeah, but back to the interior. I mean, it's really plasticky, it feels really cheap, but in comparison to the Polestar 2, it's actually quite spacious. So in the Polestar 2 you feel kind of cramped, or it's small. You don't get that feeling here. It's very spacious and big for the interior, which is a plus. But once you get moving and get on the highway, it feels like an empty tin box. So it's very loud, and just that you have all this space makes it feel very sort of, yeah, like a tin box. And I've actually gotten very tired by driving this car. The seats are bad, the sound is bad, the infotainment is bad. So even changing the radio station, I get annoyed, because if you see here the buttons, it's up or down, and I can't figure out what is forwards and backwards. Yeah. So moving along to the actual buttons, which are touch buttons. So this is one big piece, and it can be quite hard to just do one press. And if you want to do sort of many presses, you're sort of really restricted, because it sort of has to, I'm gonna have to give you some haptic feedback, and so it's really hard to do multiple presses at once. Sorry, I had to change camera because of the battery. And as you can see here, these buttons are also sort of touch buttons, and there's no feedback. So you don't really know if you've pressed them or not, which is, yeah, very, very annoying. When you press this button, you actually get a sound. So this is to change from the rear windows to the front windows. But when you press here, you get no feedback at all. So it's a really poor implementation of all the sort of user interfaces. The screen in the middle, I mean, that's okay, but it shows you very little information. So you have a big screen where you want to look at, and a little screen that you don't want to look at. So it's a little bit weird that you want to look at the bigger screen more than the little screen, because this one is easier to look at while driving. Yeah. Okay, so what are the good things? Well, to be honest, I mean, range, consumption, and sort of range estimate. So while driving the ID.3, I've never felt like, okay, I really have to sort of watch the range estimation because I know that it's wrong now and it will get better as I drive. It has actually been good from the start. So the overall sort of platform feels very promising. I mean, it performs really good. It feels more developed than the CMA that the Polestar 2 is based on. But everything else, so the interior, the user interface, the seats, all those things are worse. But that's, I mean, the good thing is that all the other cars like the ID.4, the Skoda Enyaq, the Audi Q4, those are really promising. But the ID.3, I don't really know where that car will sort of be used. It feels like a car that will be used by you know, companies that want a cheap electric car and rental cars. I would not buy this as an individual. I'm not really sure if I would buy this over a combustion engine car, actually. It is a depressing car, even though it's based on sort of brand new technology. Yeah, so that was my sort of first impressions of the ID.3. I miss the Polestar so much, but it sort of emphasizes that the Polestar 2, it has a range issue and it has an interior space issue. Other than that, it's a fantastic car. The Android automotive user interface or infotainment is much better than what Volkswagen has produced. The only good thing I can say about the user interface is that as you approach the screen, it starts showing you more things. So now when I had my hand there close to the screen, it actually displays some text. That's a nice feature. But as we know, that is coming to the Polestar 3 and the SBA2 platform used by Volvo and Polestar and the whole Geely group. Okay, so thank you for watching. I don't think I will post another video of the ID.3. Don't buy it. Bye.